Hello and welcome to Vought Unsolicited. As you can see, Butcher is off this week. I'm much more dressed in the Huey category. Uh, and that's just because I'm getting back from a wedding rehearsal ceremony, so I am a little drunk. But I'm Zach Miller, that's Martin Cook, and we're gonna get through this, and it's probably for the best. I'm not drinking any of my London beer as I usually do, but we're going to be talking about episode 5 of no 6.
Episode 6. Yeah.
Yes, it's called Though the Heavens Fall. Very ominous title. But first off, we have to give a shout out and a little RIP to the poor little terrier that did play Terror, and that was Bentley the Bulldog. He died at 10 years old. Nice life for that kind of breed.
Yeah, for a
And
bulldog, that's not bad. Yeah. Yeah.
he was obviously Butcher's beloved pet, and the only thing in the series actually that is like tying him to the human world. So, it's always sad when a dog dies, and he was I know it didn't line up with how the story was shot, but for his last episode to be where he was fucking Homelander to be right before the actual dog died, it's like,
Yeah,
you
he
know,
he got his own little his own little segment in last week's episode.
yeah.
So that was a good send off for him for sure.
So we're gonna recap this one and then get into it and tell you, you've been with us, so you know how this goes. So the legend makes another appearance. Paul Schreier and uh, Vought has a like a retirement home, and
Yeah.
all the boys, Huey, Mother's Milk, and Butcher, Kimiko, Frenchie, they all try to infiltrate this little retirement home for all the soups, and they tried again. V1 is the main um objective for everybody in the series. Uh Soldier Boy and Homelander have this very good, also very sketchy relationship. Excuse me. Deep kills Noir. Uh, Sage turns Cloak, and there's a lot of interesting twists and turns. And why don't we just like a lot of storytelling stock in a lot of a lot of these have been filler episodes,
Yeah, a lot
but
happens in this one though, for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. So let's just jump into it.
Yeah. No, this was one of my favorite episodes in a while. It didn't start out that way though, actually. Like at the beginning, I was the first maybe 20 minutes, I was kind of getting thinking, actually, I'm kind of getting a little bored with this. Like even the whole, there were some good jokes in there, the deep popcorn bucket, the even like references to the villages, right? Like this is Vought Villages. The Villages is an actual retirement home, like massive community in Florida, and like references to Ursula Andress and stuff like that. That was all pretty funny. Um, but the stuff, it was like, the kidnapping of Golden Geisha. It just kind of seemed like it was all the same jokes over and over again. Like instead, in this case, it was some old balls instead of a long dick, and they're fighting. And so I was starting to get a little bored. But then they totally redeemed it in the second half of the episode, and that's the kind of thing that I've been waiting for, right? I've been waiting for a lot of these stories to come together and make sense. And I thought we even had a good Kimiko and Frenchie scene where a lot of them have just kind of been going over the same old stupid stuff. This one actually made sense why they were having this tough discussion because, if she lives forever, then she'll have to kind of watch Frenchie get old and die. And that actually meant something. That was actually a really good scene. And then yeah, and then we got into all the action with the V1 and them actually getting it, and then of course at the end, Homelander coming in and turning on a decision point by Soldier Boy because he's kind of been back and forth on whether or not he's for or against Homelander this whole time. And Sage seemed convinced that this was going to be the thing, and then he was going to stop him. And then actually, no, he ended up giving Homelander to the V1. And so all that I thought really worked pretty well at the end. I have a few quibbles here and there, but overall it was pretty good. It was one of my favorite episodes lately.
Yeah, I think this was definitely my favorite episode of this season. Um, the legend character was fantastic.
Yeah.
Like his jokes and his one-liners are almost up there with Soldier Boy's as far as Soldier Boy is always talking about just like his nut jokes and oh yeah, Soldier Boy feather my nut hair is up there. It's one of his greatest of all time.
Yeah.
But also the Legends joke about Woody Allen and Mia Farrow was always
Yeah. Yeah. And I
uh,
also liked when he told Homelander where they were having that little discussion, and he's like, "Oh, you're a fucking whack job, but that's talent." It's that's
yeah
such a
it,
great line about like actors in Hollywood.
yeah it's so funny how this season in particular they're making so many just analogies to Hollywood
Yeah,
and how
yeah,
like how there's so many just egomaniacs out there who are just so obsessed with themselves and can't get over their own talent and
yeah.
but and to that point the I think the best part of the episode as far as just making me crack up was Firecracker doing the VMC ad uh, that's obviously a correlation to the Nicole Kidman AMC ad where she's
Yeah.
where they're walking up the stairs. I mean, it's almost line for line except for VMC instead of AMC. And I go to AMC so much, and that is my go-to theater. So I see that ad every single time I see a movie, basically.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and I know it's not the same in Canada because
Yeah.
it's,
No, we don't have AMC up here, but
but anybody that goes to AMC sees Nicole Kidman doing that exact ad in front of every single movie. So
yeah.
that was just, I was just dying.
Yeah. What did you think of? I kind of didn't expect Deep to kill Noir. Like
Mhm.
I thought they would be go back and forth just fighting and bickering at each other. But the fact that he actually amped it up and killed him, I didn't quite expect that. What did you think of that?
I didn't see that coming. And I think we both kind of thought at the beginning of the season that Deep was just kind of gonna skate along as much as he could without actually making a real decision, as long as it was in line with Homelander, as long as it kept the Deep safe.
Yeah.
But we never took into account the fact that he loves the fishies.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
when he was taken out of the oil spill, and he's like, "Oh, I can't breathe," and they were like getting the oil spills off of his chest, and,
Yeah.
and he went and was trying to perform CPR on this like sea bass or whatever. That was all just hilarious,
Yeah.
but it was
And
also
the
a great.
Seabass, as he's dying, he's like, "We know what you did," or whatever, basically accusing him.
We know. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's pretty funny.
as far as like killing Noir, I think over the past two episodes we've gotten a lot of really good character work.
Yeah,
And Deep was definitely one of the focuses of this previous episode. And yeah, he was just finally fed up. And are there going to be and bottom line is nobody gave a fuck about Noir 2.
No, no, exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Like we didn't even have him on our list of is he gonna live or die this season? Because
Yeah, yeah,
who cares?
that's true.
So for Deep just to use him as a character um development piece, like I was totally fine with it. I think it makes Deep more interesting for the final two episodes because we don't know where he's gonna go, if he's gonna go back to just to try to justify it to Homelander, or if he's just gonna, I don't know, go down to the Mariana Trench and hide.
Yeah, well, actually, it's kind of making me worried that he might not make last two episodes.
Mm.
Because in the last two episodes, we've lost Firecracker and now Noir. So, it's a dangerous line of work being in the seven. Um, and it almost feels like this is kind of an appropriate ending for Deep. Like he spent his whole life of this show just basically trying to suck up and in the end it will be all for nothing if he ends up
Mm.
dying next episode. And that kind of seems appropriate to his character. So I hadn't really considered it until this episode, but after this episode, I'm like, ooh, we might be losing Deep soon now too. I don't know.
That would make sense, but at least he would have a legit arc.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If he finally actually does take a stand in next week's episode and then just ends up dying for it. Yeah, that's possible. Um,
So, meanwhile, Ashley has gone full Harry Potter 1, and she had a good few scenes, so we have to talk about her and what she's doing.
yeah, we got a lot of back Ashley in this one. Yeah, where she's um kind of working with Sage, but I'm not sure if her heart's not really into it.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, the main Ashley's heart isn't into it, but back Ashley, I'm not quite sure if she is either. It's kind of an odd situation, but and also it only served to give Sage the info that she kind of already knew or needed, and then that actually ended up turning out to be all for naught. So I'm not
Mm.
sure where that leaves Ashley.
Yeah, and that's interesting just to spin off of that because I've seen a lot of blogs and posts that Sage is even more dangerous than Homelander because Sage doesn't even give a fuck anymore, and I think Ashley is the only one like holding, or at least back Ashley
Yeah,
is the only one like holding Sage and Homelander together in that they have to live in the same world that they actually currently live in
right.
instead of just remaking the entire world in their own image because as we've seen, Sage just wants to chill, eat crunch wraps,
Yeah.
and she loves those crunch wraps, and just just read in her bunker. And then Homelander, of course, wants to kill everyone who doesn't worship him and take over the world. So Back Ashley is kind of trying to keep some kind of stasis in the
Yeah.
world. But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, there's only two episodes left, so I have no idea how the dynamic between those three is going to work out.
Yeah, well, and Sage, I think, I mean, maybe you could have made a case that she's more dangerous until this episode because her superpower is that she's, the smartest person in the world. Has it all figured out, but in this episode, she didn't have it all figured out. So
Mm.
she seems less capable of enacting her plan than Homelander does. Certainly now that Homelander has the V1 and has injected it into himself. There were two almost turning points in this episode where I I hope I would have liked for more backstory. And, maybe they could have used some time in any of the three previous episodes when they weren't doing much to actually give us some backstory on this. And one was on the Soldier Boy, and both of them involved Soldier Boy. And one of them was on the Soldier Boy bomb site backstory. Like I really enjoyed how that all came together, but I didn't really know what was behind the animosity between them very much.
Mm,
Like I really wish we would have had a better sense of that, and then those moments with them would have been more important to us. Because in this way, Bombsight was interesting, but he just kind of came and went then in this one episode. So I kind of wish we had had a little bit more of that, and they could have thrown that into maybe 2 episodes ago when we first learned, or 3 episodes ago where we first learned of Bombsight. There could have been
mm.
even like a little flashback of, okay, this is who Bombsight is and why he was important and what his relationship was with Soldier Boy.
Yeah, I know Soldier Boy's had a vendetta against his old team since we first saw Soldier Boy, which I guess was season 3.
Yeah.
And he's been killing them left and right as he comes across them. But I don't know what the specific beef he had with Bombsite. Other
I
than
don't remember Bombsight being part of that team though that betrayed him in Cuba.
oh well,
Was he?
I just assumed he was part of the original, like, whatever they were called back in the World War II era. Because
Oh,
I know Soldier Boy had a whole team and he killed that like I forgot all the like superhero names,
yeah,
but he killed.
Crimson
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something, whatever her name was. Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure Bombsight was a part of that team, and he's been seeking them out ever since. But uh,
Because yeah, I didn't remember because I remember there were the twins, there
right,
was Noir, there was the guy who was kind of like his sidekick. What do
yeah, the Robin to his Batman, yeah,
Yeah, and then there was the Crimson whatever woman.
yeah,
I don't think I remember Bombsight from that. And so they were the ones who betrayed him. And he didn't, in this week's episode, it's not like they said anything. There was nothing in the dialogue about, oh, you betrayed me.
yeah,
Again, like really enjoyed those scenes. I just wish we had had a bit more to give those scenes even more weight. And then the other one was Soldier Boy's big decision point.
mm,
And basically, it rested on his relationship with Stormfront and the fact that him and Homelander both had like a relationship with them. And, the old Hollywood show don't tell thing, we didn't get that, right? Like, all we had was Soldier Boy basically saying, "Oh, I loved her too," or "I really loved her." I wish
yeah,
we would have seen that to understand a bit more or to feel a bit more his big decision to go against what Sage thought was going to happen and actually give Homelander the V1. And so I really liked how the episode ended. I just thought it could have been even stronger if we had had a bit more of an understanding of that backstory.
yeah. And I've seen some of the complaints online about that too, and they are coming out with that spinoff of it's going to be a prequel with Soldier Boy and Stormfront and
Oh, okay.
all the original team. And I think this was more of a setup for that than
Mm.
anything else, which is a real detriment to the storytelling of the boys.
Yeah, yeah, especially 3 episodes from the end of the series, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. This is kind of where you're supposed to pull out all the stops. And if you've got another series coming down the pipe, well, then, figure that out then.
yeah, yeah, totally. So while and it's funny because in the previously on that they showed Stormfront for quite a bit,
Yeah.
and then they showed like Homelander saying that I loved her, and I thought my theory from a couple of weeks ago was going to
Right.
come true that Stormfront is actually Homelander's mom. And while that hasn't been mathematically eliminated, I think
Right.
I think that's been pretty much put to bed
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They didn't go all Game of
at
Thrones
abyss.
incest on us or anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um
But yeah, the again, yeah, the bomb site Soldier Boy scenes were really good,
Yeah.
but again, yeah, you're totally right that the lead up just wasn't there to have us have an emotional journey with them.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, yeah, and same with the Soldier Boy Stormfront giving into Homelander decision.
Well, yeah, especially since we don't even have any like footage of Stormfront and Soldier Boy.
Yeah, and that's and that's the thing. I mean, they I'm sure they could have, especially if they're going to do another series, they could have brought Aya Cash in for, 2 days of filming to film a couple of it's sort of backstory flashbacks, right? Like they could have easily have thrown those in there somewhere. And yeah, just kind of disappointing that they didn't give that to us because now we're ending up. I mean, I still like where it went and stuff happened, and now we've got 2 episodes, and it seems like Homelander is kind of unassailable. It's very possible now, maybe that we don't get a happy ending to all this, which actually would kind of be very much on brand for the boys as a
Yeah, yeah.
because yeah, they're not really very much into happy endings. But I kind of assumed that this series was gonna go, eventually they would find a way to stop Homelander. Maybe they don't. I don't know at this point.
Yeah, but before we get into the final scene and what we think was
Hmm.
going on, we need to get into a little bit about the retirement home and
Okay.
uh, so Annie's back helping the boys,
Yeah.
and they're in this vought. Oh, what's it called? It's like
Vought villages. Yeah.
yeah, vought villages. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, perfect alliteration. Yes.
Yeah.
And so all these retired soups, and it's an interesting little detour into this world because like what does happen to the soups when they age out? Because not
Yeah. The ones
everybody
that didn't get the V1. Yeah.
exactly, because not everybody is Soldier Boy, not everybody lives forever. So yeah, like and of course. The ultimate old people power is a guy whose ball sack is dropping so low that he can use them as
Yeah.
nunchucks,
Yeah.
swing him over his shoulder.
Yeah,
Uh,
as I said though, I mean it was kind of funny, but it was kind of I was getting a little bored with that because it is kind of the same old joke
oh,
again and
okay.
again. But
I really enjoyed it because I was like, okay, finally we're back to the same old boys. And
right,
since we're only 2 episodes from the finale, I mean, well, literally only 2 episodes left. I
yeah,
was like, okay, I like that they had at least one more of like the send off at least of the gross out. Like,
right, right.
yeah, yeah, a little ant guy isn't crawling to some other guy's dick and exploding it from the inside out, but it's very subtle compared to that.
I did like the the just absolutely horrible um they're showing clips of their old TV shows and the like just incredibly racist 60s
Yes.
TV shows
Yeah,
was
the
uh
Indian chief.
yeah, yeah, who's like obviously a white guy and like just total send up of 60s TV where you had white guys playing indigenous people and stuff. Yeah, just that was actually pretty funny in like a horrible kind of way, which the boys does well.
Exactly. So I'm glad they at least got back to that while they could, because I'm sure the last 2 episodes are going to be just incredibly serious and hopefully like massively epic.
Yeah.
But so that leads us to the final scene where Soldier Boy, in his moment of truth, does decide to give Homelander the V1.
Yeah.
And it was awesome that Homelander used his own laser vision to open up his wrists
That was really
because
cool. Yeah, because how
yeah,
are you gonna get a needle in? Yeah, that was
yeah, I was
really
thinking the
cool
same thing. I
actually.
was like, yeah, the guy's bulletproof, so obviously a hypodermic needle isn't gonna penetrate that
Yeah.
skin. So yeah, he lasers open his own wrists and injects the V1, and his laser eyes just go fucking ballistic.
Yeah.
And This gave me goosebumps at the very end, and I don't think The Boys has ever given me goosebumps. But when Butcher just said, "Run,"
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
that and then cut to credits.
yeah, yeah. That was really good. Yeah, so I enjoyed all that. I loved and I love them ending on that note where it's just okay. Now Homelander is really seems all powerful. Like the virus that they've been working on isn't gonna do anything. Like he's just and that was sort of their one hope to stop him. And yeah, no, that was really good. There was one reference earlier where Homelander made a reference to getting rid of Ryan. Um, and I kind of thought, oh yeah, where is he? Because we haven't seen Ryan for a few episodes. So I don't know if he's going to come back into play in the last two episodes. I mean, he'll have to in some way.
Yeah,
I'm just not quite sure how. Like, is there more V1? Can they give that to Ryan? Like, I don't know quite what's going to happen there, but I really don't know what options are available to them. And I like that now that we're going into these last two episodes, and I'm really not sure what's gonna happen.
yeah, me too. I'm totally there. Yeah, I love when writers kind of write themselves into a corner. It's okay, like what's the absolute worst thing that can happen?
Yeah,
The absolute worst thing that can happen to the boys is that Homelander gets V1.
yeah,
So now we're totally up in the air as to what could possibly thwart him.
yeah, yeah. And the two most powerful soups are seemingly on the same side. Yeah,
Yeah.
Soldier
Yeah.
Boy and Homelander. Yeah,
Yeah. So and yeah, and again, Butcher's just saying run.
yeah,
And he's a soup himself at this point, but he's just like yeah, what options do they have? And I am completely in the dark. This hasn't been explored in the comics at all, and yeah, we only have 2 hours left to tell this entire story.
mm.
So, yeah, any guesses as to what?
Well, as I said, I'm starting to fear that maybe it just goes bad.
Oh,
Like maybe the boy this would be really dark, but maybe the boys kind of get either taken out or sidelined at least, so they're just kind of, and it ends up with Homelander maybe even killing Soldier Boy and just being alone and at kind of technically on top of the world, but even more alone than he's ever been. And that's always been a thing, right? Like he's always kind of been lonely and very needy, and maybe it just ends with something like that, like where he's gotten everything that he wanted in terms of ultimate power, but it still doesn't satisfy the insecurities inside. I mean, that would be a very dark ending, but I could almost see us going somewhere like that.
yeah. I mean, there's no rule that says humanity needs to survive.
Yeah. Maybe not in this world,
So
right?
yeah, I mean, I could see Homelander just like the final shot of the series, just floating above Earth and lasering the entire goddamn thing and trying to recreate it in his own image or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like, I mean, just as a fan of the series, I hope that doesn't happen, but that would also be pretty cool, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
So yeah, I have
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, it would fit in the messages about power and ultimate power and the uses of power, which are themes that have run through the entirety of the boys. So
Yeah, so we will see, but we will also be here to tell you about it and discuss it, and we'll see if things look up. And regardless, we'll be here.
yeah.
I'm Zach Miller. That's Martin Cook. This is the Unsolicited Film Reviews podcast, Vought edition, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, everyone.